Welcome back, Star Wars fans and video game fans. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment after the video. Alright, so what I have here is a N64 Star Wars Shadows of the Empire video game. This thing is awesome. Now, you can see different letters. Well, obviously, this is from Japan. And my brother brought this for me, which was, I think he paid $3 for it in Japan. And he brought it over, gave it to me. But the only problem is, I don't have an N64, so I have to look for one. I did have one. I have some video game horror stories, but I had to sell my stuff for the family. And if you know what I'm talking about, you understand my pain. Anyways, that's a different story for another day. So a little bit of the background here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of gameplay, the Japanese version of the Shadows of the Empire, into this video, so you can go ahead and see how it looks. It's the same thing, it's just the letters, obviously, they're not in English. Okay, so Shadows of the Empire was released on December 3rd in 1996. Wow. That's insane. And that was for the N64. 3 months after the console's launch, it was released in Japan on June 14, 1997. Now, the developer reported more than 1 million copies sold by 97. And Shadows of the Empire is the third top-selling N64 game of that year, from 96 to 97. Now, it was also hot during Christmas, because not hot as in heat, but I worked in a video game store, and I remember getting Shadows of the Empire for myself, and for the customers, they were eating this up alive. The game was amazing. Obviously, they had let me see. Yeah, obviously the episode 1 games didn't come out, Pod Racer or anything like that. So I think besides Masters of Terracossi for the PS1, I think this was a first video game expanded universe video game for the home console. I'm trying to remember. I know there was Dark Forces, Rebel Alliance for the PlayStation, but I don't remember them going along with a story or a book. But this is it takes place right after Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Empire Strikes Back, and it leads into Return of the Jedi. They based toys on Shadows of the Empire. Dash, Prince Xizor, I said that name wrong. Princess Leia, Bounty Hunter Chewie, Luke in Imperial disguise. But those figures are, awesome too, but we'll stick to this video game. But it was insanely, this game was selling like hotcakes. It was just selling left and right. As soon as we got ours in, boom, $69.99 out the door. $70-$75. People were paying for this for their kids, and it was insane. And I miss those times. I miss those eras. It will never be like that again, because these mom and pop shops are on their way out. Actually, they were on their way out a long time ago. GameStop's closing, but no one cares about them. So everyone's looking for the games on the aftermarket, eBay, Amazon, thrift stores, swap meets, yard sales, and so forth. Now, for the regular N64 game, you had these clips full. They were all plastic. No, I'm sorry. In the N64. Apologies. In order to play these type of games, you would have to take off inside the system. When you open the mouth, there's these two blocks in there that would block this. That would block these pieces. So what you have to do is, what my brother and I did, is we had a tool to open the N64. We unscrew it, take up the top, get a hot butter knife. I'm not lying, a hot ass butter knife, and cut these little clips off. And once you clip those off, you were able to play the import games. And that's how I was able to play New Japan Pro Wrestling, all the Japanese games, because they were all the similar style of WCW Revenge, and the other one, WrestleMania 2000, which is a phenomenal wrestling game. So it was, those wrestling games were in that style, and it was so much fun. They were so cool, but like I said, unfortunately, I had to sell my stuff because economy hit us hard, and for my family, and being a new dad, what comes first? The health of your child, food in the refrigerator, or your video games? You know what? Video games are gonna have to be sold because my son needs food, and as a responsible father, and there's a lot of responsible fathers like you out there, will give up their stuff. And you know what? As much as I miss my stuff, I do not regret it because I have a healthy son, and I mean, anything could have happened. I mean, I could have sold something else, but you know what? It was a time and it was a need. So I had to do what I had to do. So I got rid of, all my N64 games and my N64 system. Anyways, the video game itself, it is really fun. It's really easy to play. It takes you to, the beginning level is Hoth, and you fly around in the snow speeder killing some chicken walkers, some ATSTs, and then you're able to take down the AT walkers with the harpoon, and that was fun as heck. And then from there you go ahead and go into the Hoth Rebel base, and then from there, I haven't played it in a long time, so and then from there you play Dash Rendar and all that other good stuff. The levels are fun, they're not hard, they're easy to play, and this game is really, really fun. If you find it, I say pick it up. Don't drop it and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick it up some other time. No, get it right there. And if you can get it for a good price, remember, get things for a good price. Don't overpay for these. I would not pay. My brother paid $3 for it. The most I would probably pay is probably $10. Anything more than that, maybe just even if it's in the box in great condition, you can use your own judgment. Maybe shell out the $40-50 that they're asking for, or maybe they can cut you a deal. Maybe meet you in the middle, but never overpriced. Pay for your stuff overpriced. Now, during when the game was released, remember the N64 had a few good titles. You had your Mario, you had your Zelda. The problem with these games is a lot of the N64 games had this fog to them, which was pretty crappy. If they got rid of that fog in some of these racing games and other games, they were, the system would have been good. But it was just, oh man, I mean, I don't know what to say, because when honestly, I left the video game industry in 1999, and after that, it was just the games were just being crap. I mean, there are good games on there. Killer Instinct, obviously Star Wars Shadows in the Empire. You had Rogue Squadron, you had GoldenEye. GoldenEye was a great game. Friday night, Saturday night, hanging out with your friends, killing each other. Super Mario Kart was also a blast too. But the games were falling short for the system, and then they called it quits, and then they came out with the GameCube. And that GameCube had some good Star Wars games too. But unfortunately, once again, we needed money, and I had to sell my stuff. So, oh well, life goes on. I'm not going to complain or bitch about it, but that's what life is all about. You got to do what you got to do for your family. Anyway, so back to the game. When I worked for the video game industry for this, it was just I think the hype and the excitement of the time, because it was a new Star Wars game. A lot of these Star Wars fans, like for myself, were like dipping into like our toes into the ocean for the first time. Like, oh my God, we're so excited! I can't believe this is happening. This game is so cool. It looks so fun. And then when you play it, I had fun playing it. A lot of the reviews back in the day a lot of people gave it bad reviews, calling some of the levels mediocre, or it wasn't fun. You know what? The hell with that. This was a fun game. I really had fun. I would play this, over and over. Once I beat it, boom, played it, boom, over and over. And there were some codes in there where you can do be a Wampa, I think. I yet to successfully complete that, but one day I will when I get a 64. Anyways, guys, so if this is your first time watching us, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I will put my Instagram down below in the bio so you guys can go ahead and click on it and follow me there. And thank you for everyone who's following me, clicking on my videos, share my videos. Let's get my name out there more. And once again, may the force be with you all. See you next time, guys.